I'll tell you one way Madge might go, and that's for Nicho Hynes. Because Cronulla, I thought, there's a lot of really good performances over the weekend in terms of teams. The Roosters were really good, Storm were outstanding, but the Sharks were pretty good as well.
They were great.
Really good.
Yeah.
So, and Nicho was, in the absence of Braden Trindle, Nicho was unbelievable. He was untouchable in the nation's capital.
Well, we were talking last week about how we're not quite sure about Cronulla's form. Like, they look like they're winning.
Yeah.
But they haven't really faced.
I was just looking at that. Yeah, their draw's been soft compared to such
But this was
It's pretty
lethal.
emphatic.
Yeah.
It was emphatic.
this
But
convinced
again,
me.
I think a soft opposition, considering they'd lost Jamal Fogarty. Sorry, I'm just looking.
It was
to
a
see.
young team.
No,
They were
definitely.
They were
It was a young.
team.
It was a young Canberra team.
But it's the old
Canberra at
chestnut,
home.
right? You can only beat what's in front of you.
100%.
They were just unbelievable. They were awesome. And Nicho
Awesome.
was brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Do you, if you're picking a New South Wales side now, is he your 6?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I'd like
You'd
to
have
see it.
Who else
Yeah.
would you go?
Mitch, when he gets, now I'm saying now, I suppose Mitch is out, but
Yeah. He's missed too much.
well, he might get 2 games in,
Yeah.
After 3 months off or whatever.
couple of months.
Yeah.
I mean, if he comes out and kills it, if he kills it against the Broncos and the Storm, that's a pretty good audition.
Yeah.
But how do you ignore, what Hynes has been doing all season long? Obviously, Cleary's a shoe-in.
Luai, yeah.
I was just going to say this, maybe a bit of left field, because I know he's axing from the team last year was neither here or there.
Yeah.
But he defended that well, Luai, against the Cowboys. I think made 3 try-saving tackles. Just defensively, he put his name up, I think, for selection. So we've got some options there.
Yeah.
But
What do you reckon?
I reckon if Mitch gets back and he plays 2 good games, I think they'll go with Mitch. I just think Nicho...
Why would they not go with Nicho?
Because I reckon Nicho needs his hands on the ball all the time, and Cleary's going to run the show.
doesn't Mitch?
Yeah.
Well, Mitch
Mitch
does,
is the
but
kind of player that needs his hands
but
on
I'm
the ball all the
thinking,
time.
I reckon, I don't know. I just got a feeling they might go with Mitch if he's fit and playing and available and
Mitch and Moses and Cleary haven't played together in Origin, have they?
No, I think Mitch has always come in and replaced him, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think the dynamic in that will be interesting because you've got 2 really dominant halves.
Well, Mitch would have to be the subservient one, right?
Would he?
He'd have to
Have you known Mitchell Moses as being a subservient kind of player? And that's something that Madge has to consider.
But Nicho's like that too, right?
But I think Nicho's
at his best when he's running the show.
When he's running the show, yeah.
And so is Mitch.
Look, it's a good conundrum to have.
He should be there somewhere. I mean, was it 2022 that he was Stellium 2022 and just didn't really get a look in there. And I thought that was a mistake then.
Yeah. Well, the 14 is interesting now with people like Pappenhausen sort of finding some really good form.
Yeah. Will they go with the 2 hookers though?
Do they?
I don't know.
That was Freddie's. Freddie liked the 2 hookers, so
probably depends who your hooker is, I guess. If it's Appy can play 80, can't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, Appy, I think Benji said at the end of the game that he had a back injury or some sort of nerve issue, so he has been struggling to finish games the last couple of weeks. So it'll be interesting there.
How worried are we about Canberra now without Fogarty? Are you concerned for them? Because they've had a great start to the year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think he carried a lot on his shoulders throughout the start of this year. They've been so impressive so far, I feel. But yesterday was a bit of a shock, I think.
Yeah, I think they've got to go on the market and have a look. Ask some questions. Well, there's some halves out there. Sean O'Sullivan up at.
You mean immediately?
Just for the rest of this year.
A loan.
Or like
a short-term deal.
A short-term deal. I get there's Sean O'Sullivan. There's Jonah Pezzett down in Melbourne.
But isn't he signed is Pezzett signed long term or in the process of?
Melbourne also
so
do
Sean
that.
O'Sullivan. But you can go and leave and come back.
Short-term
trades. They did it with Harry, remember?
Yeah.
I thought they did they not put a line through that?
I think what you got to do is it's not a loan. You got to, I think, cancel the contract and redo. There's a way you can do it.
Yeah.
It's been done.
Yeah.
So Sean O'Sullivan, as I said, maybe they go and get Ethan Sanders and try and get him early. Although
that might not solve their problem.
No.
If they're looking only because then you're going to have 2 very young.
Yeah.
two very young halves. So, yeah, look, I think going into the season, a lot of people didn't expect them to do anything this year, to be honest. So they've probably overachieved. And now we're seeing more as to where they're at in terms of their development because they are a young side. But yeah, I mean, no Fogarty. Horsburgh's out as well. They get Elliott back this week, so that adds a bit of experience. I think everybody underestimated how important somebody like Jordan Rapana is to that team.
Definitely.
But yeah, there's some good green shoots. You know, Chevy Stewart is showing a lot of bravery and courage, and Strange is obviously, you know, clearly an NRL standard playmaker. So they're definitely a club that is going through a rebuild, but that's sort of gone under the radar and they don't get as much scrutiny as, say, the Tigers rebuilding or the Bulldogs rebuilding because they're not in Sydney.